entire team.
Hey, hello everybody, my name is CulBlu, and I am bringing you guys this game in the JDL. That's right, the first game that I'm going to be casting today is going to be actually in a different region. So for anybody who's watching my commentaries, if you ever follow me on JDL, you know that I've been casting a lot of NA stuff because that's my region. But it's Saturday, so I decided to go ahead and cast something from the EU scene just to try it out, see what happens. And we're going to see our game versus Smash IT versus PRIES.G2A. So smash it. Or Smash IT as I like to call it, because it sounds so much cooler, because, you know, IT people can do it all the time. And we're going to see these two teams compete against each other. I think according to the votes, the people probably are in favor of Prize in this specific game, you know, as far as the bets go. So yeah, 92, wow, Jesus, 92% of you who voted, all 83 of you, wow, a lot of people voted too. Anyway, 92% of you who voted actually think Prize is going to walk away with this game 2-0, and 4% of you think it's going to be 1-1 split, and with 2% of you thinking that Smash It aren't going to be able to get, sorry, 2% believe that Smash It are going to be able to walk away 2K. I'm sorry, I saw the OD and I got a little excited. But yeah, so we're going to see how this game plays out. Of course, Smash It are going to be the people who are at the bottom as far as the underdogs, so they want to go ahead and fight back into this game. So let's go and talk about some of the bans that we have. We got the standard Invoker ban, standard Chin ban. Not really much to say outside of, I mean, we see it all the time. As far as the Invoker goes, a lot of people don't like to play against Invoker. Super versatile, almost, it fits in pretty much any lineup nowadays. Like, Deathball meta, he is perfect for it. Even if you go for a split push meta, he's still there. I've seen him split push a few times with something like Anti-Mage or a Lone Druid. But he does get banned out of this game, so Smash It will not have to face that. And I think that's one of their top banned people, or either that or Earth Spirit. And looks like they do also ban out the Chin, so no early game aggression. Chin relatively strong in the push lineups, especially when we start deathballing. He can actually have extra stuns, extra damage, really annoying to deal with. Move inside of Prize. Prize do ban out the Enchantress and Lone Druid. Enchantress carry, I've seen a lot of that. I know enough of it to say that it's worth a ban, but I don't think it's worth the first ban. Maybe it's a different region, different mentality. But overall, Enchantress can get super strong. Dragon Lance plus Aghanim Scepter equals death, and it's a very, very, very sad, pure death. The purest of deaths, so to speak. Lone Druid also getting banned out, Gyrocops getting banned out, Death Prophet getting banned out. I was kind of expecting Death Prophet to be first banned, but I guess different regions have different priorities. Death Prophet almost always first banned within the NA scene, but in this specific scene, Death Prophet does get banned out this phase, so she will not be able to challenge the OD. She will not be there to go into the offlane, which I've seen a few times. It actually worked out really well, too. So Gyrocops Heals gets banned as well as far as that Death Ball carry. I think he's pretty much a go-to carry nowadays because he does fit so damn well into the Death Ball meta. He can basically just sit in the back, drop his flat cannon, and kill everybody at the same time while his team's doing all the rest of the work. So Gyrocops is a very strong hero to get banned out, so Prize will not be facing against that. I'm moving to the picks because I haven't had a chance to talk about those just yet. We got an OD Earth Spirit getting picked up on Prize Gaming side, and Smash It do also have a Vengeful Spirit and a Faceless Void. So far the advantage is definitely going towards Prize. As far as I understand it, OD has probably one of the highest win rates I've seen in a while, mainly because he's commonly picked. I guess it's kind of plus and minus, but overall, OD very strong mid, and especially since all he really needs is right click and some defense. Like if you just give him right click and some health, then he can pretty much just wreck pretty much any lineup. All he needs to do is just get those intelligence stacks up, and he'll just wail away at you all day long. So hopefully we see Smash It get themselves some sort of a strong carry. I think people have still have yet to find a true answer to OD because he's been going on a tear as a patch. I don't really know how else to say outside of he's just been dominating a lot of the fights that I've been seeing, and it's really scary because I don't know what works against him. I've seen somebody try a Pugna once, and it was a good idea on paper, but it just didn't work out. Anywho, all my shenanigans aside, Faceless Void gets picked up for Smash It, so we'll probably see him playing the off lane. I don't know if the EU scene values Faceless Void as an off laner, or if they start to play him as, value him as a carry, or start to play him as off laner. But Faceless Void has a super uber strong off lane because he has so much damage sustain with that time walk, just basically time walking all that damage that he just took. And if you don't have enough stuns on the side of the price, then they're not going to be able to stop him. Speaking of stopping them though, Smash It, they do ban out the Oracle, they also ban out the Beastmaster. Beastmaster, relatively good offlaner to have, and also he has the ulti that goes through BKB, which would be annoying for OD. And actually makes me think if Prize are going to be picking up Omni Knight, because I see an OD Omni Knight as far as the go-to combination, so to speak. where they can just be bros, the best of bros. Omni Knight basically a wisp, just follows OD around, drops a repel, and drops a heal. Make sure he stays nice and healthy. But Oracle being banned out means that you can't purge off the repel, and Oracle being banned out means that Prize have the opening to pick up a Darkseer, who's going to be relatively strong in the offlane. I think a Darkseer should have a much better offlane than the Faceless Void, depending on how Smash decide to respond. We'll see if they pick up Disruptor, who causes all kind of trouble for Darkseer in the offlane. We'll see if they maybe go for more of a killing support, something like oh, sorry, I can't think of any killing supports. Yeah, so something like a Skywrath Mage who actually might be able to help out in the offlane versus a Darkseer. No, they go for the Disruptor instead. So they're going to make sure that they have the easiest of times against the Darkseer. So Darkseer going to have a hell of a lane, so to speak. Moving to the other picks, Spectre was picked up on Smash's lineup, and I'm a little bit excited to see Spectre. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a Spectre fan. I'm still a Spectre fanboy. I think she's one of the hardest carries in the game. You know, not to brag or anything, but it seems to play out a lot, especially if you spam Spectre. I mean, you can obviously have the highest elo in the game, or highest rank in the game, MMR. But when it comes down to it, I like Spectre as a carry in this lineup because she's somebody who can potentially go toe-to-toe with OD without having too much trouble. She doesn't really need mana to kill him. She does want to hold on to some mana for Spectral Dagger, sure. But Spectre should be somebody who can jump on top of him. She can drop her ulti to get right in the back lines, kill OD outright, and then maybe go for a kill on top of some of the other supports. And she can basically just chill out in her lane and farm and always be there for her team. I'm going to be interested to see how Smash decide to pick their mid. I'm not sure if they're going to go for more of a killing type mid, if they're going to go for somebody who's going to be looking for more rotations, going for more ganks, or maybe they're going to go for somebody like an OD who can just sit mid and just more or less not get bullied. But as it sits right now, Smash It are going to have to pick a mid that's going to be self-sustainable because they don't have someone like a Bane. They don't really have somebody like a Skywrath Mage or Earthshaker who can kind of babysit the mid, so to speak, where they can make sure they have a good lane. And I think Outward Devour or Earth Spirit, I've seen that as far as a mid babysitting lane, and Winter Wyvern even. So it looks like Prizes are just looking for the Death Ball to come in. They will have a nice counter to Spectre and crew just showing up. They can just drop the Winter Wyvern ulti and cancel a whole bunch of aggression, and maybe even kill a Spectre or maybe a support like a Disruptor who will have some very high importance this game, because them spells though on Prize's gaming side are going to be huge. And it actually makes me think maybe Smash It can go for Rubik. I don't know. I don't know if Rubik is viable at all. Like I still feel in the deepest core of my heart that mid Rubik is still a thing, but I mean, you can do the same thing with the support Rubik, so I guess it's not a good idea. Whatever, fine. Let's be reasonable. Let's be reasonable here. So speaking of being reasonable, these guys finally slowed down long enough for me to breathe. Jeez, they were just burning through the bans and picks. But as far as the lineups go, the stronger lineup is going to be going towards Prize's gaming side, mainly because they're more in line with the meta. They do still need a carry on side of Prize as far as a carry to go along with OD. So I'm assuming maybe they can well, okay, never mind. What was I saying? Assuming maybe they can go for something for like a Juggernaut, which is a very common pickup nowadays. But it looks like Juggernaut does get banned out, so no easy carry pick for you. They could even go for something like an Anti-Mage. That might help them out. I mean, it'll be greedy as all hell, because they will have the OD, Darkseer, and Anti-Mage trying to get all the farm on the map. But at the very least, maybe they can go for that. Or even an Alchemist. Alchemist would be nice. And speaking of Alchemist, he actually might be good for Smash. Just have Alchemist play mid, and he'll hang out there and make sure he can get his levels. And maybe that'll work out. Maybe that'll work out. Oh yeah, Prize also, they can go for Sven too. Don't forget the Wombo combo is still real. Darkseer Vacuum into Sven Stun could be a very big deal. And Sven plus OD will be a nice combination. OD doesn't really struggle from having lack of armor, but having a Sven there to just soak up the rest of the attention means that they can either run over Smash all over the map, or they can just, you know, maybe Sven become super big and just like kill everybody in 2 hits. And also I like the matchup of Sven versus Spectre. Of course Sven is probably going to lose that one unless he has this like super ungodly amount of farm. But I do expect to see some very intense fights with Spectre and Sven going toe to toe, mano y el ladio, so to speak. Alright, so let me go and type a few things here because I need to make sure that I have some good knowledge here. And we got a Zeus getting picked up as the mid. Okay, so Zeus is a good mid versus OD because he can just flat out blow up the OD. I'm a little bit concerned about Zeus as far as being able to escape, and I think Earth Spirit OD should be able to get a few early kills on top of the Zeus. But for the most part, Zeus is a good idea. He can help this team snowball, maybe create enough space for Spectre to farm, and having the global is going to be very fantastic for him overall. It looks like they go for a Morphling as far as their carry, so split push Dota was going to be a real thing. We'll probably see Morphling show up into a few fights and get some great escapes and force the whole entire squad on Smash IT to be completely honest and go with them toe to toe. So while I have a brief moment here, let me go ahead and finish doing the thing that I was doing. Sorry, this is kind of important so I can actually make sure I keep stats in line. I say kind of because technically I should know half of this stuff, but hey. What do you do on a Saturday morning, right? Right? That's right, cast Dota. Yeah, this guy. Life goals. Life goals, bro. Life goals. Alright, anyway, so I have the teams listed out here. I have a matchup chart. I'm just going to go and see who has the advantage versus who has the advantage now versus who has the advantage, who has the advantage win rate wise, and we'll analyze that a little bit more. But first, let's go and do some introductions because I want to go ahead and make sure everybody gets their time to shine on this Darkseer hanging out on the blue corner. We have Pwn. We have Pwn playing that Darkseer. Earthspear is being controlled by the one and only KYH. Kaya. I should call you Kaya. No, KYH. Morphling's being controlled by the... there you are. Morphling's being controlled by... Getarox? Is playing that Morphling. And OD's being controlled by the one and only Mastermind. And Winter Warven, who's TPing out of here, is actually being controlled by the very speedy Zengadia. And I'm pretty sure I butchered that. Heck yeah. Grammar Dota, boys. Moving into the Zeus, we see ourselves Juicy playing that Zeus. Spectre is being controlled by the one and only Fake Death, because the real one is a little bit too dramatic, so we gotta have the fake one, right? We gotta have the fake one. We got Disruptor being controlled by the one and only EDM Snickers. So I think he makes beats for the team, which is very thematic. I mean, Disruptor's ulti is very, I'm pretty sure Disruptor Static Storm has a lot of wubs in it. I mean, on a scale of 1 to wub, I don't know how many wubs it has, but it sounds like it might have pretty high amount of those. Moving into the Vengeful Spirit, we got Bowie, not David, too soon. Sorry, we got Bowie playing that Vengeful Spirit, and last but not least, on this Faceless Void, we have the one and only Antoine Roadhog playing that Faceless Void. Actually, Faceless Void is getting pinged out. They see no wards. It's like, oh boy, look, kill the Faceless Void. So nice little play, hiding those observer wards around the corner. Maybe he'll force out an early D ward. Don't really know. We'll see how the mind games work. So speaking of mind games, let's go ahead and talk about the rune control, because so far Darkseer, if he gets his rune, I will be super shocked. It might force the Disruptor to get glimpse first, so yeah, he's going to go and back away from that. It's not a good idea. I mean, he's not going to have a good time. So it looks like the lanes are kind of mashing up to be what we more or less expect them. Morphling going to be playing a safe lane with the Winter Warven helping him out. OD is going to have the Earth Spirit hanging out with the mid. Very likely hanging out with the mid because Faceless Void is a super hellish person to kill. Although he should be able to be controlled well because of Earth Spirit stuns and silences. But yeah, we'll probably for the most part see Earth Spirit hang out mid just to make sure they can get a kill or two on top of Zeus. Moving to the top lane, we got Darkseer. Already got himself his first point of Iron Shell. Disruptor and Vengeful Spirit walk around the backside. Looks like Pwn is, he might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be forced to walk into the trees. Looks like they do seem to eat the tree. Now Darkseer, he's going to be getting caught out. A little bit of damage coming through. Thunderclap plus the stuns. So much damage going his way. Speaking of damage, Zeus actually took a massive amount of damage. But going back to the top lane, Darkseer taking a huge chunk of his life gone already. Going to be forced all the way back. And Zeus, I'm sorry I missed the roll. Looks like Earth Spirit, he did roll out on him. Did roll in and try to go for kill. Now Juicy's going to have to play very careful. Nice Reserve Void on the far side, able to help him see that there's a gank coming his way. He does not want to die, and this should be common knowledge. This is common meta knowledge. Basically, OD is going to have an Earth Spirit. If there's ever an OD and Earth Spirit, OD is probably going to have an Earth Spirit hang out mid with him because that's going to be easy kills, especially on somebody like Zeus, who's so damn slow. Like Zeus's only escape is to kill you before you kill him. Like if he can blow you up, then that'd be great. That's really about it. Earth Spirit going to be forced to hang on the high ground. I don't know how far his rolling boulder goes. Oh wow, okay, his rolling boulder has a massive range. But speaking of massive range, actually we got him going through the stun misses, the slow misses, so Zeus will be able to walk out of here. OD unfortunately not going to be able to follow up. I think they might force him to get himself a point in Astral, so he can set up an Astral into roll. And that should be a nice, easy, straightforward kill for him. Speaking of things being easy and straightforward, this Faceless Void's items though. Dim Fairy Fires has so much regen, just make sure he doesn't die. If he can just not die in his lane, then he's pretty much done his job. And speaking of doing his job, Darkseer, he's forced out of lane, so the supports have done their job most definitely. So yeah, support's definitely doing a good job of forcing Darkseer. Make sure he doesn't have the safest of times. Now Earth Spirit, oh man, Earth Spirit's gonna roll on top of the Disruptor. They do ping him. They might want to go for a kill. Looks like he might be able to get enough damage on him. Meanwhile, speaking of damage, we got Face of Void down bottom taking a massive amount of damage, and Morphling actually taking a huge hits as well. Meanwhile, Darkseer, Disruptor around the backside. Earth Spirit wants to go for the kill. Almost had enough damage, unfortunately not enough. Does get hit with the Thunderclap. He's gonna be forced to roll on out of here. He does get out of here just safe. He'll be just fine. He'll be just fine. And going back to the mid, OD versus Zeus. Zeus getting a lot of pop shots off, and I heard Darkseer. Okay, Darkseer's in the jungle. Don't scare me like that, Darkseer. But Zeus actually might be able to get the kill if he had a little bit more mana, he might be able to do it. Looks like he's saving that point. He finally does spend it. Only has 4 intelligence stolen by the OD, so that's a nice hit to the mana pool. I mean, was it 4 times 13? I think. And Winter Wyvern down bottom taking quite a few hits. And speaking of taking quite a few hits, a smoke ain't coming around the corner. We got a TP coming in. Earth Spirit is going to be here to support him. We'll see if this pays out for him. Earth Spirit might want to go for kill. Maybe Zeus wants to bait it out. Looks like no, they ping. Okay, they ping and say, hey, let's go back. Supports out of lane. Mastermind. Not really too terribly worried. Did have the Earth Spirit there just in case. Just in case things got a little too hairy. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the bottom lane, because I want to see how well Morphling's doing. He's sitting at currently 19 last hits to his name, versus a Spectre who has complete and utter free farm, 20 last hits to her name. Probably shouldn't be as close, I guess, because you do have the Faceless Void challenging the farm of the Morphling, so I guess technically Spectre should be a little bit higher. But, I mean, you missed the last hit or two, and she's actually going for Phase Boots, so probably Phase Boots earn a Shadow for Spectre, so she can be involved in these fights. Anyway, Darkseer still in jungle, trying to farm himself up his mechanism, working on first his Soul Ring. And once he has that Soul Ring finished up, he should be able to start spamming out all dim ion shells. Meanwhile, down bottom, Faceless Void taking quite a bit of damage, forced to back away. And this is just one of the things that makes Faceless Void so damn survivable in the offlane. Like, his Time Walk not only moves him a certain number of units away, but also heals up all the damage that he took in the last 2 seconds. And between Winter Wyvern and Morphling, they have quite a bit of damage that can actually deal out. But they don't really have anything to hold him down. I mean, they can stun him, they can slow him, they can't stun him. Winter Wyvern's stun comes at her ult, and she has absolutely no way to control him. So, Faceless Void playing the way he should be playing, which is all up in day faces, getting what last hits he can, sitting at 11 last hits. Meanwhile, maybe we got Zeus in a little bit of trouble. Zeus does have the pings, the TP supports are going to come through. Meanwhile, Winter Wyvern actually goes down to neutral creeps, but looks like the support is here. Earth Spirit going to be in a lot of trouble. He gets hit with some damage. It looks like First Blood's going to be happening here. EDM Snickers does get that kill. So First Blood going towards that Disruptor. And beautiful TP supports. This is one of the things that will help Zeus out definitely in his lane, because he knows Earth Spirit is going to be trying to dive in. They know Earth Spirit is going to try to be aggressive, and having the responsive supports of a Disruptor and a Vengeful Spirit there just to help out is just perfect. It's exactly what they need. Speaking of being exactly what they need, we got the Astral Prism we have on top of Zeus. Earth Spirit, oh no, looks like Earth Spirit's not going to be able to get the roll. He drops out the stun. Beautiful time on top of that. Now here comes a follow-up stun. Oh, Zeus is going to be in a lot of trouble. Ulti falls, and there's a dead Zeus. OD getting a kill of his own on top of the Zeus. Definitely not what you want to have happen, but a nice play. KYH, just overall good understanding of timing and mechanics, because I would have missed that all day long. But a fantastic play. He was able to drop the stun, able to drop himself a nice little roll in, and it's just overall all by himself. All the CC that his team needs. Execution-based Dodo, boys. Speaking of execution-based Dodo, we got around the corner. Vengeful Spirit shows up. She finds herself an Earth Spirit. She needs GFOT because she's about to die. Gets hit with the stun, gets hit with the slow, and OD is going to come around the corner. He's rotated in, trying to go for the kill. The stun does come out from Vengeful Spirit, but Earth Spirit, he has a roll in another 10 seconds time. Looks like Vengeful Spirit should be fine, though. Yeah, Earth Spirit's only level 3. And a healing salve getting popped by the OD. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got Disruptor. I heard the glimpse, and it's forcing the Morphling back. Doesn't want to go down here, but these guys are diving pretty damn deep to try to get a kill. Alright, so taking a quick look at the item progression so we can see who's getting what and what's getting who. Spectre's working for that Earnest Shadows as called out, so she wants to be involved in these fights. She has level 6 right now. Probably doesn't want to be as involved until she gets that Earn to make it a little bit more worth her time. Moving on to the other side of things, we have Morphling. He has that first piece of the Lincoln Sphere. And I'm just trying to think, is this a good Lincoln Sphere game? Depending on your perspective, it is. I mean, you have the Vengeful Spirit stun, which is pretty much the only... Okay, you have Disruptor stable, sure. But you have the Vengeful Spirit stun, which is pretty much the only stun. But I think Morphling can still be controlled by other means. So we can be in control, though. We got Earth Spirit coming in. Nice little kick to the face. And now Spectre drops the ulti. She wants to go in on this. Darkseer is going to be forced to surge away. Disruptor has a glimpse here in 9 seconds time. But looks like Pone's going to be able to juke around the corner. Disruptor walking the wrong side, guessing in the wrong direction. Now Darkseer will not reveal himself. He will be fine. They're still searching, though. The hunting squad is here. Darkseer gets out. So I say Darkseer walks a little bit too far forward. If he walks a little bit too far forward, that will be a dead Darkseer, but he's going to be able to TP out of that one alive. Spectre ulti was forced out. Earner Shadow's fully picked up. So now she's ready for it. Speaking of being ready for it, Juicy J taking a little bit of harassment mid. Doing a fantastic job of not dying mid. Like I was saying, I was expecting OD and Earth Spirit to be able to get the kills on top of Zeus, but it looks like that's not the case because the support rotations are pretty much on point. We saw the save earlier. Yeah, we have one kill for sure. We saw the save earlier. Now we got Earth Spirit coming in. She's gonna go straight for the stun. She's gonna be able to get it. No, Bowie not able to move fast enough. Needs a little bit more move speed. Trinket Boots probably gonna be a good item for him to get up overall. Meanwhile, Morphling going toe to toe with the Faceless Void. Faceless Void gonna drop the Chrono and walk away. No points of time walk. They did force out the ulti though, so it's gonna be no kill with that first ulti. And I always like to think of Faceless Void's ulti in the same mindset of Magnus ulti, where like old school Magnus ulti, basically you hit level 6, get a kill with your ulti, you're fine. If you can get just one kill with your level 1 ulti, you're always good. It looks like the first ulti of Faceless Void will be used defensively, so unfortunately no kill for that. And it's gonna be up here in another 3 minutes, so can't win them all, right? Can't win them all. Or can you? Oh man, if you could, oh man, it'll be so intense. Speaking of intense, Darkseer is going to be forced to get out of his tent and walk all the way towards the tower, because taking some damage. Thunderclaps. Not the best of claps. He will be healing himself up, just so he can stay nice and healthy. You know, Earth Spirit rolling mid, they're going to find the Zeus. No, they do not find the Zeus. KYH a little bit off the mark. He keeps doing it though, that's a good thing. Just keep the aggression up, that's all you need to do. Make sure Zeus stays back and stays honest. And Morphling down bottom. Morphling actually waving on top of the Faceless Void, who has time walk. Yes, he is going to be able to time walk out of that one, but really close to that one. Morphling had maybe 2 or 3 more right click, might be able to get the kill. Yeah, but Faceless Void's time walk just showing you guys how OP it is. And the Courier going to go ahead and fly himself up a healing self. Make sure Faceless Void can stay in the lane and continue to contest versus the Morphling. LTP coming in from Zeus. And Vengeful Spirit's around the corner. Observer from the Radiant does not scout this out. But they should be able to see the VS from across the river. It is daytime right now for the map. Meanwhile, OD getting some farm in the jungle, working on the jump of endurance, trying to make sure he can stay nice and tanky. Doesn't want to get killed too fast. Winter Warven working on some boots. Damn boots though. 10-minute boots is about a good timing for a support, especially when you're just kind of babysitting in the lane anyway. Darkseer Soul Ring fully finished up. He's working on looks to be a 4-staff next. So that's, or actually no, Pipe of Insight. Is that it? No, that's headdress, right? Headdress for mechanism, yeah. So he's working on a headdress for a mechanism. Not the fastest mechanism in the world, but at the very least he's working on it. Probably should be able to have that by, I would say, trying to think of timings as far as how fast he would get gold. At the rate that he's farming right now, it's probably gonna be a little while. Like probably gonna be a relatively late mech. Considering Darkseer in the jungle, relative to Darkseer in the jungle. So I'll probably say 20-21 minute at worst mechanism. That's assuming that he dies like 2 or 3 times. And Morphling down bottom. Speaking of dying, we got, oh man, no, nice ulti from Faceless Void. They do catch the Morphling who has no way out. He's gonna be getting hit with quite a bit of damage. Spectral daggers come through. Nice slow coming out from Winter Warden, but they are gonna nice disjointing. Now Faceless Void, he's in a little bit of trouble. The wave does come out from the Morphling. Now Winter Warden gonna try to keep himself alive, but Zeus says you can't run from heaven, bro. And that's gonna be a death on top of Winter Warden. She was able to keep herself alive for just a few more seconds, but unfortunately, that magic damage, just enough to actually get the kill. And I actually almost got the kill on top of the Morphling too. Oh, nope, Morphling? Oh, okay. Yeah, Morphling was able to TP out of there. Spectre was still hunting for him. Got herself one set of earn charges though. 1 assist to her name, so far things are working okay. Smash have not really been bothered too much, and if you look at the gold graph, Prize do still have the gold advantage because they have been getting the better farm overall. I think that's more or less a result of the fact that, was it Darkseer? No, hold on.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
They don't have a tower, do they? No towers? Okay. So yeah, they've been getting the better farm. I was gonna say it's probably because maybe the supports have been farming in the jungle a lot more. I think that's where most of that gold comes from, but it's a little bit hard to tell. I mean, there's only been 2 kills or 4 kills total in this game. So both teams playing relatively relaxed and playing relatively safe, rotating their supports in when they absolutely need to. Speaking of rotating supports in, Darkseer gonna go and head up top. Nice dagger from. Oh man, now Darkseer's in a lot of trouble. He dropped his surge on a creep. He will be going down. Disruptor might lose his life here in a few seconds. Looks like no, he's gonna get help. They will be able to keep him alive. And Disruptor, nice bait. Unfortunately, Darkseer getting a little bit too antsy. Dropped his surge on the wrong person. He needed to drop it on himself, but instead he dropped it on the other thing. Speaking of dropping on the other thing, we got Juicy J in a little bit of trouble. Here comes a nice ability from Winter Warp. A nice kick from the Earth Spirit. It looks like this will be a kill on top of Zeus. Earth Spirit picking up that gold. A lot of TPs coming in mid. Mass TPs coming in. Spectre wants to get the kill. She actually wants to get what kill she can. Nice Astral Imprisonment on top of the Winter Warper. Meanwhile, structures are taking damage. I thought one died. Morphling still down bottom, doing what he can. Faceless Void will be returning here. Faceless Void will be returning just to make sure that... Oh man, nice ability coming up from Faceless Void. He's going to be able to slow down the Morphling. Morphling just might be going down. Has no waveform for quite a while. And we got a Chronosphere available too. If they can get one TP supported, it'll be great. But looks like they're not going to be able to have it. Instead, Faceless Void backs away. Says that nobody has it. Everybody did just get done TPing mid. Disruptor's going to be getting scouted out. OD's around the corner. He will be TPing out of here. Nice stun. Oh, the vacuum as well. And there's a dead Disruptor. Got a little bit too close to the creeps and he will lose his life for it. And there's a top tower going to be going down. The first tower of the game. Speaking of first tower of the game, we got Morphling in a little bit of trouble, taking quite a bit of damage. Zeus able to help with the nukes. And that is going to be a kill. On top of the Morphling, Zeus going to have himself a little bit going his way. And I'm a little bit curious to see what Zeus goes for. I'm assuming he's building an Aether Lens. Assuming he's building an Aether Lens so he can have the extra range and extra damage amp, which is always helpful. Because when you do 300 damage, what is it, 15%? Is it 15% or 10%? Let me see. I think it's 8%. It's 8%. Yeah, 8%. So 8% when you have, you know, like 300 damage on your ulti is actually pretty good. Basically, it turns out to be, was that, man, math is hard. 24? 24, I think. So 24 additional damage, which might be enough just to get them over the hill. As far as getting the kill on top of them. Speaking of getting them over here, Drum of Endurance fully finished up on Mastermind. Almost has level 2 or level 11, so he will have level 2 ulti here very soon. But Earth Spirit's actually rolling on the high ground. He actually misses completely. They do find him out, but looks like everybody missing all their abilities, all the whiffs. Oh, no Punisher just yet. Faceless Void, he's gonna be able to time walk out of it. It looks like they do back away. Spectre dropping the ulti, scouting out everybody. And she will be just trying to see where she wants to jump in. Jumps in over here. Nice ulti from Winter Warp, and unfortunately only catches one. That's going to be a support, but a support is a support. Meanwhile, we got an Earth Spirit around the corner. He's going to be going down to Zeus. Magic damage a little bit too strong. Vacuum Wall misses completely. Nice time from on top of OD, and OD does still have the hammer. Don't forget that nice swap from Prince of Spirit trying to keep these guys alive into the fight. And now Spectre's in the middle of it, taking quite a bit of damage. She will be going down. Disruptor ulti falls a little bit late. Unfortunately, no points in wall, so nobody has to stand and fight. And speaking of stand and fight, Morphling, he's coming through. The damage is massive. It will be enough to help them get the kill on top of the VS. And they're going to continue to see if they can get some follow-up kills. No stragglers, no stragglers. Instead, they'll go for the tower. Objective gaming boys. Or not objective gaming boys. Counter-objective gaming boys. So the game will continue along, and we'll see what the itemization comes out from Faceless Void as well. I've seen a lot of people OD got a kill on Disruptor. Oh no. Yeah, that's a Blink Dagger fully finished off for OD, so the mobility is real. He will be able to blink in there and just do whatever the heck he wants now. We already got the attack speed coming out from the Drum of Endurance. We got some survivability as well coming out from that item, plus the power treads. Magic Wand giving some more stats. Blink Dagger just so he can be a little more evasive. We'll see if he decides to go straight for the Sheep Stick. In the meantime, I still think Force Staff is going to be a really good item. Even if, actually no, he has the Blink Dagger, doesn't need a Force Staff. Rod of Atos maybe? Yeah, there's very low chance of that. So, moving on to other things in the game, OD is worth the most on the map right now, so is Morphling. So the two cores on the side of the Radiant do have the most net worth, which is actually saying quite a bit. Morphling has been down bottom. He's been challenged quite a bit by the Faceless Void, but his farm has not been denied. And speaking of being challenged, Faceless Void is working on what looks to be a mechanism for his team, and that's going to take quite a while to actually get built up. Doesn't really have all that much gold. You know, Faceless Void is going to be forced to TP out of here. They did not see where he was rotating in. Speaking of rotating in, some damage. Damage coming through. Darkseer and OD will be able to walk out of this one. And it basically looks like Prize are just kind of sort of outmaneuvering Smash at this point. Like, their rotations are a little bit more challenging. And at the same time, you have a Morphling and Winter Warper down bottom pushing all the lanes, and everybody on the side of Smash is in the wrong position. They're pretty much going to lose the bottom tower if they don't respond. And we got one TP response coming in from the Zeus, but he actually cancels it. Now Spectre drops her ulti. Don't know where Spectre's going to jump. She's going to jump on the top of the Earth Spirit. Actually, no, Zeus got caught out with the stun from Earth Spirit, but they do get the kill. Nice Chronosphere catching two. This will be a huge kill. They need to kill the OD immediately. Has no ulti available. Has nothing really to actually get him out of here. The damage will be coming through from Earth Spirit. Nice disruptor ulti, just trying to stop everybody, silence him down. And now OD's trying to go in. The right clicks are massive. It looks like he will be getting stunned under the ulti, and they do finally take down the Titan. Meanwhile, the bottom tower does go down completely. and they traded a tower for a kill on top of OD and Earth Spirit, and they lost their Zeus. So overall, the trades going in favor of PRIES, despite the fact that 2K's gold is going in favor of Smash. The trade's still going way in favor of PRIES because they do have more map control. They do have more advantage overall. And we'll see the gold graph show that here in a second, as soon as I hit these buttons. Alright, there we go. Sorry, gold graph showing it's just climbing towards PRIES. It's going to get a little bit further away from Smash every single team fight. And if they can just keep up this pacing, then they'll be good on side of PRIES' side. Like, they're getting the objectives that they need. Smash has yet to convert a tower into gold. So, I mean, technically speaking, if you want to go ahead and convert all the towers to gold that they're down, I mean, they still got to earn them, but that's 4K gold that they're basically down on the side of Smash in the form of towers. So what that means is that you have basically still a sizable lead, about a 6K gold lead in favor of PRIES. So we'll see what adjustments are being made. Zeus is working on his 8th lens. Still looks like he bought himself another energy booster just to make sure he had the mana necessary. And actually makes a little bit of sense because when OD drops that hammer, he's gonna be losing quite a bit of ulti, or quite a bit of mana. And having flat mana is better than having bonus mana is better than having intelligence. Actually, no. You know what? I take that back. Because OD's ulti does not scale. Oh, Spectre dies up top. Sorry. I knew I was coming up here. So Spectre dies up top. OD able to get the kill on top of that one. But as far as I understand it, OD's ulti drains mana based on your intelligence level. So if you have a higher difference in intelligence, that makes it worse. So I guess technically speaking, Zeus should be building things like a 4-staff this game, as opposed to just trying to stack up bonus mana. Because bonus mana is going to get burnt away every single time. The deficit will get stronger and stronger as OD gets stronger and stronger. Also, fun fact for anybody out there who doesn't know, the way intelligence still works for OD, it only steals base intelligence. It's not still bonus. Speaking of stealing bonus, we got a nice little challenge coming out here. Disruptor will be the one getting caught out. His damage will be getting dealt here in hand. A nice face of Chronosphere. Unfortunately, it's a little bit late, and now OD and crew will be getting caught in the Chrono. Actually, 3 people getting caught in the Chrono, but they do go for the Surge, and Face of Void will be able to blink forward and TP. No, the Astral comes through. The timing was perfect for him. And, yep, that's going to be a dead Faces Void. Yeah, they have the chase necessary. They will be able to pursue him all the way down. And he goes down. And OD's working on what looks to be, what's that? Was that an Ags? No, OD's don't build Ags. That's crazy. I'm trying to think of what that would be. I was going to say Octarine Core, but I don't know how well Octarine Core works with OD's abilities. I don't know if you actually get to steal, or life steal coming out from the orb. Maybe he does. Is it a unique attack modifier? Yep, it's a unique attack modifier. So maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe Octarine Core does scale with the with the life steal. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Or maybe he's going for the Bloodstone. But yeah, Octarine Core or Aghanim Scepter would be the best thing for him. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm just really curious to see what OD would go for, because like he picked up the point booster. Maybe he's going for the Bloodstone. Maybe not. Octarine Core? Question mark? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, guys. Your guess is as good as mine. So taking a look at the rest of the things, Morphling has his Lincoln Sphere, which he's had for quite a while. Also has a Ghost Scepter, so working towards that E-Blade Dodo. Disruptor's working on the first piece of his Aghanim Scepter, so he can actually get an ulti that will be more meaningful for his team. I do think, yeah, he still needs a few points in that wall. So he finally has some points in the wall, which I think would have turned one of the fights if he could have kept everybody inside the Static Storm. Meanwhile, Zeus, 8th lane's fully finished up. 8th lane's fully finished up for the Zeus. I still think he should have disassembled his boots, but I mean, hey, it's just me. That's just me. You don't always have to be super efficient. And maybe even Zeus might want to get a Bloodstone in this game. Just help him out overall as far as getting more stats, as far as getting more HP. Meanwhile, Winter Wyvern's working on what looks to be a Veil of Discord, so that's going to be the double Robe of the Magi for that. Also the Null Talisman and the gold for that will be coming up here very soon. I think it's about a 900 gold recipe, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Okay, essentially 900 gold recipe. You gotta buy the Helmet of Iron Will. So Earth Spirit gonna go ahead and come forward, and they're gonna try to find the kill on top of Zeus. They will not find the stun. Unfortunately, Earth Spirit are playing a little bit misplay, a little bit misclick. Not able to keep the stone in front of them. And we got more rotations coming in. I mean, yeah, this is basically PRIES' game to lose at this point. They have all the map control that they need. They have OD getting whatever farm he wants, and I definitely do think next game Smash are gonna absolutely have to ban out the OD, causing him way too much trouble. Earth Spirit I think is causing way too much trouble as well. I think historically Smash ban out the Earth Spirit every single game.
Dire's middle tower.
And you know, to be completely honest with you, I think Earth Spirit is a more important ban for the next game as opposed to the OD. Like, regardless if they win this one or lose this one, yeah, Earth Spirit definitely going to be a much needed ban. OD probably wouldn't be as far as he is now if it wasn't for the Earth Spirit. So it looks like it will be an Octarine Core coming out from the OD. Seriously don't see a Bloodstone coming his way, because Bloodstones, I don't know how viable Bloodstone is to OD. He has pretty much infinite mana now. So getting a Bloodstone would be a pretty silly idea in my honest opinion. But CulBlu doesn't always know the answer, so Octarine Core, probably the choice.
Dire's top tower is
Probably choice for OD overall. Alright, so continuing with everything else, we see Face's Voice still working on... Okay, he's working on Vlad's, okay, so I called that wrong. I did earlier say that he was working on a mechanism for his team, but there's going to be a Vladimir's offering instead. Makes sense. I think that's one of the core items for Face's Voice, so my apologies on calling that one wrong. Spectre doesn't really have much as far as items go, and she's saving up for Radiance, which is not going to come in time. It will definitely help her out in these fights. The physical or the right-click damage coming out from OD is what's causing him a lot of trouble right now. So if she can evade maybe, was it 18%, 15% of those? I think Radiance gives you 15% evasion? 17% evasion. In Face's Void, he has the Vladimir's offering coming online. Vengeful Spirit and Disruptor have pretty much absolutely nothing. On the other side, Mecha is fully finished off for Darkseer. We got Earth Spirit working on what looks to be a Glimmer Cape, so he can try to help his team get in and out of those fights. And we're just kind of waiting at this point just to see who's going to die in the next team fight. I mean, OD is only going to get bigger as the game goes along. It looks like the whole entire team is going to take a few moments to let OD form up his Octarine Core. This is going to be all his last hits, all his gold. And that should be Octarine Core right now. So yeah, Mystic Staff coming in. Octarine Core will be online. And I will finally get my answer to the question of, does OD's Arcane Orb give him lifesteal from an Octarine Core? I feel like the answer is yes. But I have been wrong in the past. It's not a very uncommon thing for me to be wrong. Happens all the time. But hey, you gotta call something, right? What are you gonna do? So Blink Dagger finished up by Darkseer. I did not see that item or he might have had that for a while, but I did not see the item come in. Moving on to Guardian Greaves, that's gonna be more heal, more push, help his team out overall. And Octarine Core fully finished up for OD. And we also have the Ages of the Immortal. That timer is gonna be a little bit off right now, so probably about the next 30 seconds or so is gonna be running out. Is it 30 seconds? I think I'm reading that right. I think it cuts off at this point. So that's like 30. No, it cuts off at this point, right? We'll see if I can Google that. I will Google that later. Instead, I want to go ahead and talk about the stats on the team. So, we see how the game's going already, so talking about statistics as far as predicting what's going to happen in the game is pretty much a moot point at this point. We already know how it's happening, we already know what's actually happening. It's happening right here in front of us, like proof. All the proof that we need. All the proof that we need ever in front of us. But as soon as I get the stats up, I'll go ahead and just give a quick rundown of some of the things I was trying to compare. And according to the matchups, according to like just the counter pick versus pick, according to the counter pick versus pick, it looks like OD does lose versus a Spectre, and Disruptor also causes OD a lot of trouble, and so does Zeus, on paper. That's all on paper. But in actuality, like in the actual stats, wow, that is ridiculous. In actual stats, it looks like that's still true. Spectre and Zeus do have a higher win rate versus the OD. And it looks like OD has a higher win rate versus Face's Void and Disruptor. Actually, we have a lot of advantage on the side of... Jesus. We have a lot of advantage on the side of Smash. So Smash, statistically speaking, and the actual numbers when things come down to it. Let me make sure I read this right. Yeah, the win rate scores basically show that Smash should have the better lineup, but Prize, I mean, we already know it's not going to happen because Prize had the OD, Prize had the Earth Spirit, two of the heroes who are kind of not necessarily overrated or underrated, or really overrated yet, but people are not really taking the value into the fact that you can still a whole bunch of intelligence, just build right click plus some strength on OD, and you'll basically get yourself an easy carry. And having the Earth Spirit there with all the control, with all the execution coming out from KHY, I think KYH. Having all the execution coming from KYH, pretty much being on point every single time, it just helps out his team overall. So I think it's really funny to see like the statistics I'm looking at. And by the way, these statistics, as far as I understand it, are being pulled straight from Dota Buff. So basically, just literally taking every game that those heroes have played against each other and just saying who wins the most games. And according to that, Vengeful Spirit pretty much wins every single game in all these matchups. Face's Void has a higher win rate in every single game in all these matchups, except for with OD. Same thing for Spectre, same thing for Zeus, and Disruptor pretty much wins every single matchup with the exception of the one versus OD. So all that said and done, I mean, stats be damned. It looks like Prize are just doing it. And I'm kind of wondering if I'm reading that backwards, because I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that OD will be losing versus that many people in the actual percentage of things. But I guess if you become a popular hero, then everybody's picking you up, like even all the high tier / low tier players. And at the very high skill level, maybe that's true. Hold on, let me see. If I change this to the high skill level, that changes. If I change this to the normal skill level, that changes a little bit. These stats are questionable. Let me just say it that way. Anywho, all that said and done though, on paper Zeus should probably win versus the OD, mainly because Zeus can blow OD up. That'll be my assumption on that one. And also on paper, I think OD does struggle, logically speaking, versus Spectre, because Spectre can get all up in his face and just kind of right click him to death. But when you have this much area control, when you have this much control in general from Prize's lineup, you got the Darkseer with the vacuum wall, you got the Earthspear with all of his shenanigans, Morphling, he's so damn evasive that it's hard to hold him down, and Winter Wyvern of all people. I mean, Winter Wyvern just shows up, drops ulti, and that's pretty much GG. So, in practice, Prize are definitely having the more advantageous lineup, especially considering the current meta. But on paper, according to Dota Buff, the win rate is still in favor of Smash. So, that shows you the value of statistics, boys and girls. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes you just don't know what the hell to make of it. So anyway, stats aside, and all those other shenanigans aside, I do want to go ahead and just take a quick moment to talk about the combinations that we have from Prize, because I haven't really picked up on that one or pointed that one out, but you have a Darkseer and Winter Wyvern, so you can technically have a vacuum wall into Winter Wyvern ult, which would be fantastic as far as being able to, you know, catch everybody in it. I don't think Smash have clumped up enough for Prize to actually get that off, but that is something that could potentially happen. And in the grand scheme of things, if Zeus ever manages to farm up something like an Octarine Core, his damage output would be increased a ton, especially going against somebody like an Earthspear or somebody like an OD, where, you know, if they get caught up with like 2 or 3 spells, they're pretty much dead anyway. Well, I mean, at this point, it's not true for OD. He has enough survivability, but still, Earthspear, I mean, he wants to roll in there. He wants to be in the middle of the fight. So if you can just blow him up immediately, that's less spells for him to throw it as a support, which means that he'll have less value for his team overall. And that's also another thing to speak on too. I think it's a huge thing to be said about the simple fact that Earthspear has only died 3 times and Winter Wyvern has only died 3 times. I mean, not a lot of kills happen in this game, but if the supports are surviving in all these fights, then that means that they're basically getting more ultis off, they're basically getting more abilities off. And Vengeful Spear is the only other support with less deaths. She has the least deaths on the map as far as the support goes, but I mean, that means that she's not really swapping, that she's not being super aggressive with the swaps. That means that her stuns are maybe not as on point as they should be. Maybe she's not throwing out the wave of terror. She doesn't have points inside the aura yet. So damage output coming out from the right clicks of Spectre are not too super increased by anything just yet. So yeah, I mean, there's a few problems we can point out. Of course, we can point fingers and say, oh, this and all of that, but at the end of the day, Prize do still have the advantage. This is definitely their game to lose, and I don't think anybody can deny that, especially when you see these kind of numbers. Alright, so the game does recommence, and we're going to go ahead and continue ourselves into some more Dota. Got OD just blinking around, just being a baller, trying to get what farm he can. Aegis timer, I think I'm still thinking I read that wrong. It's like it's about to run out now. If I think it's gonna happen, it's gonna run out right about now. So we'll see if that's true, and that'll be very awkward because this team fight's about to happen too. Ah, sweet, cool. So I did recall that correctly. So Aegis does go away finally, and OD does get held up by the Octarine Core, by the way. So I just found that out in live demonstration. So thank you, Dota.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, so we got the middle tower being challenged. A lot of damage coming to it. We got some smoke ganks coming up. If Faceless Void had a blink dagger, this might be a good fight, but unfortunately he doesn't. Centaur's coming out here for the Radiant, so they do see the Faceless Void in the smoke. And actually, oh, around the corner, Spectre drops the ulti. They're going to come forward, and looks like they're going to find themselves a wild Morphling. He did just drop a waveform. He's going to be getting pulled back in. They're going to go straight for the kill on top of the Morphling. I don't know if this is a really good use of this, but oh man, beautiful play coming up from Morphling. He actually stays alive. Meanwhile, Chronosphere to follow up from Faceless Void. Well played. Catches through 2 people inside of it. Winter Wyvern will not be able to go down. Oh, the ulti just stopping everybody. Basically what you want in this fight. Now Darkseer drops the vacuum wall. There's a hammer coming out from OD. All the damage coming out from Prize is going to be enough to help kill Smash, and now Smash will lose their 4th person. Ultra kill for the OD. does not have a rampage. Disruptor does not want to donate that to his life. And it looks like this will be definitely a game going towards Prize. They got the Wombo come out that I was talking about, that was hyping up. So CulBlu finally got to see it happen. And you guys saw it here first. CulBlu called it. It exists. It exists, boys. It happened. And middle axis do go down, so just pressing the advantage even further. I mean, I thought that was a good initiation coming from Smash, but it just came down to the fact that Morphlin was just, I mean, he dropped his E-Blade and then got hit with the Astral. I don't know what to say outside of that. And the GGs do get called out, so they're going to go and tap out of the game. Alright, so that's going to be it for the first game, guys. This was PRIES.G2A, if I'm not mistaken, versus Smash IT, or Smash It. Some people like to call it the proper way to pronounce that. So my name is CulBlu. If you guys want to check out more of my stuff, feel free to go check me out on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/CulBluDota. That's CulBluDota. That's where I post all my VODs. You can also check me out live, which is on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CulBlu. And that's really about it. So hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and I will see you guys whenever.